So then this is part 3 of what if deku was soundwave and shockwave. Let's get it, everybody. Okay, so we're gonna start off at when Myra and Deku walks off. As Myra and Deku was as Myra and Deku were walking off, let's say that one of the Autobots detects like a ground bridge signal from from Deku's base, and we're gonna cut to the base. So basically, Ratchet, yeah, the medic, ground bridge, the Autobots inside Deku's base, and basically they see the clones and stuff of Deku, and they basically think that they're Decepticons. So basically, when the clones called Deku saying, "Hey boss, I think we got a problem," and basically Dex is like, "What? There's some bigger robots here." So basically, the clone, gives Deku the coordinates because he has like different bases scattered around Japan and America. So Deku tells Mario, "Hey, come on." He puts in the coordinates and he just teleports there, and he sees like these robots just standing over him, like, "Okay, what do you want?" And after just gets down to Deku's Deku calls like his battle suit, which is made of like soundwave and shockwave armor, and some of Megatron's armor as well. And Prime sees is like, "You took down Megatron?" X says, "Yes, I'm the one who took down Megatron, Shockwave, and Soundwave. I did my research on them. Turns out you come from a planet called Cybertron." And basically, everybody's like, "Wow." Like, wow. So basically, Optimus says Deku about Cybertron, and Deku says, "Okay, that does not concern me." And Ratchet says, we can, we need your help." And Deku says, "Why should I help you?" "Because you're a robot as well, Autobot and a Decepticon." And Deku says, "No, I'm not." "So then why do you have this Decepticon logo?" "First of all, I thought of this logo way before you motherfuckers came to Earth. Second of all, I don't care a fuck about the Decepticons or the Autobots. I just want, what's best for my planet." So they they ground bridge back, and Prime gives like a beacon to Deku saying, "If you ever want to join us against the crap, I forgot the name, Decepticons, just push this button, you'll be teleported to our base." And it should say that their base is somewhere on Mars or something, because they sort of want to live somewhere far because they don't want people knowing where they are. So basically, that happens. Deku, let's say, Deku, thinks of this, and he tells one of his soldiers, "Hey, here." And the clone says, "What is this, boss?" "Do some data on that. Learn their language, see how they work." And the clone says, "Why? Are they our friends?" So they could just turn to him with like an angry ass grin, saying, "Those are not our friends. Though our friends are the ones who help us against other comrades. Those are our allies, partner in arms. Do you hear me?" And he just says like the serial number for him, saying CT 23. basically Deku doesn't give like his clone's name. Like I I I give him like Soundwave Shockwave name, like you know basically those names because I want to. Because he says CT23, and the clone just walks off in shame saying, "Boss, and Dick says it's okay. I didn't know. Okay, it's been a long week, so Deku just ask one of the other clones, say, hey, we're the prisoners. The clone says the scientists are working on Toga Himiko. And for you know, I do not know her name, her last name, so I'm gonna call her Toga. So, so the person says they're working on Toga, and the other two are in the cells. Okay, tell one of the clones to put on a hologram and basically throw and get one of the other clones to throw the clones at the cell with them, so they think they're not alone. And they say, okay. Shockwave, one of the Shockwave clones, Shockwave 22, he gets like this. He gets what the commander told him, and he just grabs one of the let's say soundwave clones, and he just tells him the plan what the boss wanted to happen. So yeah, my boy Shockwave thinking ahead. So basically that happens, and Deku hears of this, and he says good, good, and basically that happens, and basically Deku has like a different weird, sort of like this picture right here, and Deku walks in saying, "Hey, what did you hear?" And basically they say, "We heard you. We heard your name before. Was it Shockwave? It was Soundwave." Deku looks surprised, like, "How do you know those names? We heard you say that to Myra." Dumb clone. Deku, tells all the clones, "Hey, they don't work." And Bakugo and Kamen are like, "What didn't work?" I was planning on, making this planet into a better one. So, yeah. Deku, calls Myra saying, "Hey, Myra, the plan didn't work." And Myra's like, "What? It didn't work?" And Deku says, "Yeah." So my boy Deku. So yeah, Myra gets, like uncomfortable, like saying they could tell us. And Deku, gets worried as well, saying that will be a problem. Deku, calls, not calls, like, he calls one of the clone soldiers saying, hey, send them to the colony. And basically, they have like this little transport area where the colonies have like the deepest part inside inside the colony is like a prison. So basically, Deku keeps Kirishima for a weird reason, and for like, oh, Deku must really think he loves his friend. No, he has like a different plan. So basically, Deku, I mean, Kaminari is sent to the moon to have like some tests done to his quirk, and basically, Kirishima is one of like hate sound. Like he basically call him sound. Soundwave say hate soundwave, and Deku, turns on like saying, "Yes, what is it, Kirishima? What are you gonna do with me? And what about Kaminari?" And basically, Deku says, "Don't worry about Kaminari. The scientists on the moon are going to help make the dumbness of the quirk not helpful. Really? Yes. I'm wondering how the quirks work because my quirk is basically almost like this one. I think he shows like a full video of him killing Megatron, Soundwave, and Shockwave. So then, basically, Deku, tells one of the scientists, "Hey, get T'Challa on the phone." I mean, not T'Challa. Basically, T'Challa. He calls T'Challa, say, "Hey, T'Challa," and basically, T'Challa says, "Is Shockwave," and Deku says, "Yeah, okay, I need some vibranium," and T'Challa's like, "How much?" Because T'Challa is like okay with Deku because he basically is like not not new to the area because the people there respect Deku and T'Challa because they saved their kingdom once before. So basically, T'Challa gives Deku the coordinates and he tells one like the clone like about 20 clone army to go to teleport there, and they all do, and they come back with like these big pieces of bright vibranium, and Deku thinks, "Holy shit, I didn't mean this much." As John says, it is something like a gratitude gift. So if you need anything else, call me. Bye. And he just like okay, he was never this cheerful. Something must be up. The Deku goes to Wakanda saying, "Hey, I need to speak to the king." And one guy say, "Aren't you the Metal Mountain?" They says, "Yeah." And basically, everybody says, "Shockwave, shockwave, all hail shockwave." And T'Challa comes out the coast like, what is this noise? And you see Shockwave like, "Shockwave." And basically, T'Challa doesn't have like that, like that mean attitude like he did in Avengers. He wasn't that strict, so yeah. And upbeat. So basically, he says, "Shockwave, my friend." And he, does the Wakandan thing with the arms crossing. Says Wakanda. Nigga says it as well because look, up under all that metal, he's like a black person. He's a black guy. So yeah, that happens, and Deku, you know, sort of, you okay? Cause you never were like this before. And he says, yeah, and they talk a little bit until Black Panther gets like some messages from like the Avengers talking about like something out there in space, like a galactic level. So basically, T'Challa asks Deku if he wants to come, and Deku says yeah, sure, why not? And he calls one of his clones to bring like not the whole bust armor, like hold on, to bring this to him, and basically that arrives, and T'Challa's like wow. And he asks Deku for schematics after this. And Deku says, "You give me your secrets, I give you mine." And T'Challa just swears like, "Okay, okay, I give you our secrets." And but you have to marry this girl, which is his sister. Because look, T'Challa doesn't know anybody over there in Japan, and basically Nezu knows Deku very well. Basically, everyone in Japan knows Deku. Like they don't know his real name. So yeah. And basically it's his sister. So it's not her sister, yeah. And he says she be attending UA in Japan. And Becky's like, okay. So T'Challa, Becky calls up on the phone to take, T'Challa's sister and her stuff to the base. and giving her like a room inside, like the house. And her name is Zuri, like in canon. Zuri, is mesmerized by the tech of what Deku has. Cause, cause in Wakanda, there's something like way stronger, but Deku's like way ahead of theirs. He has like giant nets, basically built for like monster levels. So yeah, she gets comfortable there. Mara comes to saying, "Oh, you must see Zuri," and she says, "Yes, I am Zuri. You must know Shockwave." And she's like, "Shockwave," and she remembers what Deku told her that the people here call him Shockwave because of the massive shocks he gives out. So basically Myra and Zuri this talks, and Kirishima is like, "What are you gonna do to me?" And one of the scientists calls and say, "This is not gonna hurt you, okay? We just need some DNA." They're all like, "Why?" And Kirishima wondering why. He at this point just tells them that Boss won't either have a constructive work. So he's basically lending us this metal that is basically strong as fuck that can rival Asgardian. And Kirishima wonders, "What's an Asgardian?" And he asks that to the doctor, and the doctor says message. And one other comments, Watson saying, "You have guys, you gotta learn." And then basically is, scared the fuck out of him. Okay, that's happening. I'm gonna come back to my boy Deku. They get to Avengers Watch Tower, and basically, Tony sees and say, "Hey, Shockwave, you haven't set a level score at height." Deku says, "Fine, I get it. What, what do you think here?" And basically, he tells one of his sons, "Hey, help someone with like his armor." And Deku, just leaves Tony with like one of his scientist clones. And Tony is learning a lot about Deku. Not Deku, like basically the universe, Cybertron, Decepticons, and Autobots. And basically Jarvis, sees like the blueprints, and he sees like one piece of armor that Deku's created that is still in production, and the clone says, "No, no, no." He blocks that, and Tony says, "Override it, Jarvis," but Jarvis couldn't override it because it has like you know Cybertronian languages, codes, alien like codes that are basically above any other civilization. So Tony gets mad as, "Hey, Clone, unlock these. You and Clone says you would need permission from the user." And Tony says, "Your user told me if I needed your help, I can always get it." And basically, the clone says, "Sorry, sir, but the boss said you can't. There are some matters in this dimension that you shouldn't touch." And Tony gets mad and say, and he, shoots out a repulsor, and that doesn't work on the clone because he's made of vibranium, and Tony sees like, "You're made of vibranium. How did you?" And he thinks like Panther, the damn shockwave, and he calls me and say, "Hey, Avengers, come here." And Shockwave is like wondering like what happened, And basically, Deku, Black Panther, Black Widow, um, Captain America, and yes, he is back. Captain America, Winter Soldier, Falcon, and the Hulk, all go to the, living room. Not the living room, but like the science thing, the lab, and basically Deku, sees his clone like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? And Tony says, and he says, hey, shockwave. And basically, Deku, walks up and what? Why is your clone stronger than my repulsor? And basically, Tony shoots at Deku's clone with all his might and his unibeam as well, which which drains some of his energy. But Jarvis couldn't do anything because he's trying to hack into the clone. So Deku calls up one of like a medical clone that he has, and and he um and he hooks Tony to Jarvis, and he tells the clone, "That's all. You can go." And everybody's like, "What is this?" And Tony says, "This is what I was trying to figure out. How are there more of you? Why are the clones made of vibranium?" T'Challa, what is going on? T'Challa tells him, "This man, he received a distress beacon from one of our spaceships out there, not out there in space, but like a distress beacon at the bottom of the ocean where we had like a secret area, and he went down there with some of his clones, like all his clones, and he sent and he took all and he you know flew the whole thing out of the ocean, put it back. Like he did that, yep. So basically, we named him like the cool like the smart person of not smart like almost like a little leader of the place. So basically, yeah. And someone says you gave this man vibranium, the strongest element on Earth, just because he saved you. Yes, because that thing he so called saved, that thing he saved, it was let's say it was a black hole generator mixed with vibranium. We were trying to harness the black hole vibranium to where the vibranium can absorb like black holes. And Tony's like, you were planning on eating black holes with this stuff. And yeah, so me and some of Deku's clones, some of Soundwave's clones, Shockwave's clones, and my scientists, we made like this. We made like this clone, like this one clone right here, and he basically made more of them. For instance, you have an army of indestructible robots, and this is yeah, but I don't really use them that much, and I don't like use them that much. What do you mean? Deku tells him I use them for like let's say if like y'all need an army to help y'all take down the country or like a big bad robot or something in space. I have like people on the moon right now, and that scoops up out of Deku's like oh shit. Francis, you have what's on the moon? And Deku says nothing. Hmm. So yeah, Tony gets he comes down a little bit saying, okay, we if we are doing this, I'm gonna need your tech. And Deku says nope. Why? Cause it's light years and it's out of your league. He says I can handle anything. So Deku allows him to see the blueprints, but the blueprints are coded in numbers. You know, Subterranean, you know, different languages and everything. And Tony doesn't really get it, or Jarvis does. And basically, everybody's like, "Holy crap, he's serious. Only he can, uncode it." So basically, yeah, my boy Deku, like, see, I told you couldn't uncode it, but me, I can uncode it. So basically, they all get back to work, and basically, Deku, Tony are like, okay, we're smartest motherfuckers in the world. Deku and Tony are saying, me, like, having a desk there, and Deku, you know, they all get, with done plan on how and what they should do. Basically, Thor asks my boy Deku, hey, Metal Mob, could you help me spar? Deku says fine, because look, his main goal was to, get information on everybody in the Avengers. And now he has like a fucking Asgard. So basically, Deku, he basically gets like one of his clones to bring him like a serum. It's like a synthetic, like bulky version of like let's say of his normal form, just like slim, and it's basically like and basically this is what he looks like, and but he has like wings and like two horns. And Deku and Thor, clash it out, and Thor says, "You are a mighty opponent." But Deku thinks, "Holy shit, we've destroyed this, uh, training area." So Deku takes Thor to like the moon, and Thor's like, "How?" Teleportation. So they just, keep on fighting and fighting and fighting until Thor gets tired and basically not tired, but he, you know, and but he, loses to Deku. And Thor's like, "That's a good match, friend." And Thor wants to invite Deku to Asgard. So Deku, goes. So Deku, takes Thor to one of his colonies on the moon, and he sees how far they progressed. They see, Thor and Deku. The colony sees Deku saying, "Father," and Thor's like, "Father, this is your children." No, they call me that because I'm the creator. Creator of what? This. He shows, Deku shows Deku then like, I mean, he shows Thor like a whole like he sees like why Deku is like known for like the coolest things. Spark, really doesn't like Deku like that much because Deku can, can see the future because he made like an oracle. He basically he made a screenway. So yeah, that happens, and Thor takes, Deku to Asgard, and Heimdall says, "Thor, who is this mortal?" And basically Deku says, "Sorry, you must be Heimdall." And Thor is amused, is surprised because no one knew of Heimdall except for like a few people. So yeah, that happens, and Deku, says, "Hello, Heimdall. It's a pleasure to meet you, and your cool and your wonderful magic." And Heimdall was like, "Okay, I think I like him." So basically, Deku, like, before they left the colony, one of the colonists, gave Deku like this thing they've been working on, and basically it's like, okay, it's like a improved version of his other suit, but it gives him like the advantage, like, cause look, it turns him into a child. It turns him into like a human. So that happened. Deku, like I'd say about to leave, Deku asks about Kaminari, and Kaminari says, and Deku, I mean, one of the clients says, your friend in Kaminari, he he's been going through a lot of training, and he sees Kaminari, and Kaminari sees him and say, how did you get up here? Did they kidnap you too? Deku says, no, you buffoon. I lead these people. Like, Kaminari's like, you lead them? Yeah. So Deku, you know, says okay. I mean, Kaminari says okay. I would like to say your daughters are hot for one. Two, you can live up here for all eternity. So basically, Kaminari is like smart in a way. So yeah, once Deku leaves with Thor, he gives Kaminari like this wristband, and he tells him, use that if your quirk makes you dumb, you buffoon. And Kaminari's like, what? Did you call me? And Deku says, you buffoon. Your quirk makes you dumb. And Kaminari doesn't, really, Kaminari agrees with this. So yeah. So as they went to, Asgard, and that happened before, Deku sees all, like, Thor shows him around, like, the literal place, and he sees, like, the forge of where Asgardian weapons are made. And Thor, Odin, wants to be best, Deku, because look, it's Deku. Thor's, Odin sees and seeing what Deku did, and, Deku asks, hello, Odin, king of the gods. And he bows, saying, and basically Thor and Odin like, wow, he knows who we are. So Deku, goes to like he goes with like he goes with Thor and Odin. And Odin, let's say, so Odin, as Deku, if you want a sword, boy, here. And he throws one at Deku, and Deku's specialty is like swordsmanship and forging. So basically, Deku makes a deal with Odin, saying, "I can give you a new forger. I mean, make forger." And basically, Odin's wondering like how, and he calls like the Titan thing, and he gives like someone like some of Thor's lightning and Odin's magic, and it basically turned the inside to like an orangish thing, and it turns like the metal into like battle armor. So basically, yeah, that happens, and basically the thing creates like some little babies like that train the Asgardians like the weapons that he created, and the Asgardians gets the hang of it, and basically like Asgard gets like a whole new power boost. Have all the Asgardian dictionaries upgraded to where the Asgardians can read them, and and Hestia is like hmm he she tries to read Deku's mind, but since Deku's mind is like made of wires and a brain, so basically yeah. And this is where I might leave it off. Give like about 10 likes, and I'll give you another what if. Mad Max signing off.